He walked past me, didn't even look at you with another bitch every day, and you want to get me like. And then, like, the conversation started turning weird, but I was definitely punching it in looks. Yeah, gaslighting me, saying that it's my fault that he doesn't talk to me, but if you give me another chance, I don't mind. If you don't, that's calm.
Bruh.
I really hope that my camera doesn't die midway through this video, because I really didn't charge and I forgot, and I look so bad with no makeup on. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Louise. Louise, pick one. So ugly, bruh. Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Louise. Louise, pick one, nothing else. Just Louise, pick one. If you're the hard, it's really not that hard, period. As you guys can see by the title, I want to tell you guys about a very, it's not traumatizing, I wouldn't consider it traumatizing. I'm not traumatized by it. I'm not really fazed by it. It's just a story. It's like, ugh, like another bump in the road. It's like another ugh, like another boy. Like, I call boys ugh because they're just trash, and just boys piss me off. I want peace. I don't want problems.
I want peace, always.
If you're here to cause me problems, I was looking for something in my note, and then I just saw that I had like receipts, had screenshots of an old boy that I used to talk to, and I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe I still had receipts. Like, I knew I had taken screenshots to show people just in case, you know, this boy, he loves to, what do you call a keyboard warrior? He's a keyboard warrior, and I hate people that can only just, their personality is only shown online, and that was him. Like, he was like an online warrior, but when it comes to real life, he's just all mute, and I'm like, you know that song by Lil Uzi that goes, but I like that girl so much, I wish I never met. I wish I never met you. I wish I never met him. I wish I never did that. I'm not gassed that I talk to you. Everyone I've talked to in the past, I don't count anyone as being in the word ex, but I count them as a lesson that I will never ever do again. And I look mad oily, so I need to start my makeup. Let's start off the story time. I always say, I preach it all the time, guys, stay away from Jamaicans, stay away from Nigerian boys, especially Yoruba, stay away from Ghanaian men. Yeah, I always say that. I need to add one more to the list. Stay away from London boys. Yeah, everyone that's international students from America, South Africa, Nigeria, even like fucking Ireland, yeah, they come here thinking, yeah, London people, they're the shit, they're the jam. I'm telling you guys right now. Not it. You guys want people from London. London people don't even want each other. Like, how does it's not making it? Like, I definitely don't want anyone from London. God forbid, God forbade, God forbade it. I am not gonna meet my future mans from London. He's gonna be from Canada. Like, I've been complaining, I haven't been saying the story, but I need you guys to know one of the reasons why it's not gonna happen. Story starts off when I was in my first year of sixth form, and he is an older, because I don't know why, but in my school it was a trend to date people that not date, but like talk to people that like are older than you. I don't know why no one in my year wanted each other. It was weird, but you know what, the boys were going for younger girls, the girls were going for older boys. That was a trend, and you know what, I'm not afraid to admit it. Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit it.
I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's hell in there, it's horror.
But you know what's so funny? Like, I wanted to follow the trend, but don't even have the looks to follow the trend. Like, if you're a white girl, you are cruising, but for black girls, I'm not trying to make this a race thing, but realistically, it's hard out here. It's hard out here for us. It's a hard situation to go through, because I'm not gonna lie, we're not wanted, we're not desired, and as sad as it sounds, guys, it's the truth. It's the unfortunate truth. When I was cruising and bruising through high school and sixth form, I was heavily reliant on what I have on the inside right here. Yeah, personality. If I was a pretty black girl, fair enough. I'm not pretty, so yeah, it didn't help that department either. Anyway, back to the story. Me and this boy, and we're gonna call the boy main character of this story time. We're gonna call him, let's call him Marcus. You know, I'm watching Lucifer. Marcus, he came from another school, so he joined my school in sixth form. Well, sixth form is basically the equivalent to going to college in England, but he used to go to a different school. But I already did know him prior to, so I've seen him in the area, you know. It's not like, there's different schools in Eden, yeah, but we're all going the same way, we're going here, right? So of course I know of him, and we initially met through a mutual friend anyways. I've seen him with his friend that I'd met, but I've never spoken to him, and to me, he comes off as quite a quiet person. He is the quiet person in the group. You know how they say leader, the leader of the group. I'm telling you guys, this boy, not the leader, he was definitely the follower. He's the kind of boy that will wait for his friend to tell him what to do type shit before he's able to like even breathe. The leader has to tell him what to do. But I don't understand how. He was a gallist. I didn't understand. He was a gallist. A lot of boys that I've talked to are gallists. So does that make me a manist? You need to leave. So the dickhead, I mean Marcus, I think we met like a couple months into me like being in sixth form. So he'd been in my sixth form for like, I'd known him because my sixth form and my high school, they're connected, same school. I'd known him from like, because he was already in sixth form before me. I'd not known him, but I'd seen him around, so I know about his like little reputation about how he likes to go for younger girls, right? He kind of was an f-boy, but he was like the kind of like underdog fuckboy that like no one really cared about. Like he could literally mess about with so many girls and no one would care. He wasn't popular, he wasn't like a popular fuckboy, so I guess that's why like it wasn't like, no. Basically the leader of the group, the leader of their little clique was the popular boy, and then I just call them his friends like the sidemen, because whenever I see them they really just act like sidemen, and he was one of them. So I don't understand how he was gallus, but that whole group itself was a really good looking group. I'm not gonna lie, even though they did move kind of weird, they really always used to move so shifty. It's not like a bad thing because they're shifty, but it's just like they always want to chat to gal. All they care about, they didn't even come to sixth form for studies, they came to sixth form for gal. Anyways, me and Marcus didn't talk for so long. Fast forward, I'm now in sixth form. Majority of my friends have left. I literally have 2 friends in sixth form right at this point. Everyone is gone. No one wants to stay in high school. Understandable, it's a shit school, man. So then I had to rely on making like new friends. The mutual that me and Marcus had met through, even though it was kind of weird, he wanted to like initiate us into the sixth form. Like he'd always like talk to us. He was always kind of friendly, and even though I knew there was always an ulterior motive to the leader of the group, I'm gonna call him leader helping us or whatever he wanted to say that he was doing, I didn't really care because it made us look cool. I thought it made us look cool. It didn't. I feel like he popped the question that he's been wanting to ask for a long time. He was like, oh yeah, we should all go to the cinema together. If anyone ever invites me to a cinema again, I will literally jump off a bridge. Like, I'm not doing that again. So he wanted to arrange like a little cinema motive at your big age. I didn't think about that at the time, you know, just because I was getting attention, I was getting excited, and that's just not the way it should be. I'm going out with old boys. Then he made this Snapchat group chat and added like us 3 girls to the group chat. I knew that he wanted to talk to one of my friends. Why? That was his motive. I feel like he wanted to at least get with, you know, a girl. I didn't think it was me, and it definitely wasn't me, but yeah, I was right. Anyways, he did want to get with one of the girls. That's where Marcus outrightly just added me on Snap. He added me through the group chat. I didn't know if that's what he wanted to do all along. Bear in mind, we don't speak. We have never spoken. I don't speak to him. I wouldn't consider myself a quiet girl, but if you don't talk to me, I don't have a reason to talk to you. So when I seen that he added me, I didn't think too much about it, especially because at the time I was having a little situationship of myself. So I was like, you know what, I'll just add it back because, like, you know, motive, might as well, it might be more convenient or anything. I didn't think too much about it, just added him back. The next day during lunch, I think, or just before lunch, he sends me a red snap, and that's what he tends to like, always send me red snaps. I discovered it through him. The reason why people send red snaps is because they don't want evidence of things that are happening, because if it's a red snap, you can't always be screenshotted red snap, it has to be through a chat. But he sent me a red snap. He always loved to send red snaps, and now I know why. But anyway, at the time I didn't really understand why he'd always send red snap, but I wouldn't always reply to his red snaps unless he's wrote it in the chat. So then he sent me a red snap of the leader, and I was like,
What is this, honey?
Random. Okay, what the hell, like, why did he send me I just replied question mark. He didn't reply to what I said until after school had finished. So then he replied, don't worry. And I was like, what do you mean don't worry? Like, how can you send me your leader out of nowhere and then just write don't worry after school, like when it's all done? And I hadn't seen him during the day, so then I was like, what do you mean? He was like, nah, don't worry about it. And then all of a sudden that kind of conversation turned into like this kind of flirty banter of like, oh, like, why would you send me that? I'm gonna say don't worry. And then he was like, I can't remember the conversation exactly, but I'm just going along the lines of like, he's trying to play hard to get type shit. Like, he's trying to play hard for me to like get an answer, but that he's not gonna give because there is no answer. It was literally such a useless snap. I kind of knew that it was a useless snap, but it was his kind of tactic to getting our conversation going. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a good conversation. We had a funny conversation, but it was harmless, like so freaking harmless. And my replies to him were so quick, because I'm gonna call this other dickhead trend most toxic man in the entire world. Bear in mind, guys, I've spoken about these boys before, so you can go to like old videos of where I speak about boys. I don't think I've spoken about Marcus before, but definitely Trent, dickhead himself, the most toxic man in the entire world of history of toxic men. That's Trent. Trent for you. But I think me and Trent arguing or whatever, we always argue, oh my gosh, all the freaking time. So we were arguing at this point, so my attention was on Marcus at the moment, but not on purpose. It's because I was bored, and normally after school I'm always on FaceTime with Trent, but like Trent was pissing me off. Like he knew how to do it, and he knew that he pissed me off, so I was talking to Marcus. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna talk to someone else. On that day I literally had like a lot of time just to speak to him. On Snap, we were speaking on Snap. We spoke from after school ended, which was like 4 5 till like up to 11. Pretty sure I aired him until the next day because I go to bed. I used to go to bed like 11 o'clock, so I didn't reply to his message. Guys, can you tell me why I was walking to class at like 10 in the morning and he literally in the building, so I was going in and he was going out, yeah, and it was like this. And here's me in my head, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna say hi, and like we're gonna hit off, and it's like our first conversation in real life. Guys, he walked past me, he didn't even look at me, and I was like, he didn't even look at me, guys. I didn't even hear a hi, I didn't even get a nod, didn't even get a little smile, didn't even get eye contact. Guys, he walked the fuck past me. He walked past me, and I was like, wait, no, you have to do like a 360. I had to do like a whole 180 turn, and I was like, whoa, wow. I felt that, I literally felt that in my heart. I was so fucking embarrassed because I probably looked like a little girl, so giddy. I didn't know why I was so giddy to like say hi to him, but I was so excited to say, like, to see him and say hi, and he literally fucking walked past me, and I was like,
Stupid.
I literally couldn't believe my eyes. Like, that shit was crazy, and I can't lie, at the time I was embarrassed because I was excited for you to say hi to me and you just walked past me, didn't even acknowledge my presence. So I just came to the conclusion that he didn't see me. I was like, you know what, it's fine, because he didn't even see me. He probably did see me, but I was just lying to myself saying, yeah, he probably didn't even see me, right? I didn't want to think too much about it because it's not something that I really wanted to care about too much. Weirdly enough, lunch comes, let's just say it's like 12:40 p.m, right? I was with my two friends, and then the leader comes to sit with on our bench where we always sit. At the time, I always knew that the leader had an ulterior motive to why he suddenly showed interest in our friendship group. So he came to sit with us, and then he just said, oh yeah, because he was waiting for his friends to finish in class or whatever, finish whatever they needed to finish, so that he's gonna hang out with us for like until they're done. In sixth form, everyone hung out with everyone, so it was not something that we thought too much about. We're like, all right, calm, whatever. And so blah blah, fast forward, his friends come, we thinking that the leader was gonna get up and go because the dickhead himself, Marcus, was there. Nope. Marcus and our friends also sat on our bench, and then all his friends said hi to everyone, and he didn't even say hi to anyone. He just sat down and just went on his phone, and I don't know what he was doing on his phone, but I was just so bored by the fact that everyone said hi to everyone and he just sat down. How dare you come in my fucking presence, yeah, sit down on my fucking bench and then not say hi? So then I was like, nah, I feel like there's something behind this. So I pulled out my phone, I went on Snap, and I messaged him, and I said, is everything all right? I was like, why are you acting so anti? Like, I didn't know him as a person to know, oh, that's literally how you act with everyone, and that's freaking weird. And he literally replies in like a second. Even I look up at him to see if he's gonna look at me, like, what do you mean? But he didn't even look up at me, and he just replies, yeah, why?
Are you fucking skunk?
It appeared to me that something has happened to you when they born you that you don't understand common English.
And then I replied, because you didn't even say hi. And then he goes, I did. This nigga really wanted to gaslight me and say he did say hi when he didn't even say hi, and he tried to lie. He tried to literally lie that he did say hi, and I was like, well, I didn't hear you say hi, and you literally walked past me this morning. And he was like, oh, really? Okay. And I was like, you know what, I'm not gonna think too much about it, it's not something I care about. He said, apparently he said hi, didn't hear it, didn't even think God heard it. Like, God didn't even hear you say hi. So as the weeks went on, I just realized that he was all talk on like Snapchat and Instagram, but in real life that he was mute. Like, he didn't even say shit, he didn't speak, and that's just how he was. Like, there were times that, okay, I'll give it to him, there were times where he would say hi, but it's like, it shouldn't be like, oh yeah, oh, you said hi to me today but didn't say hi to me tomorrow. It should be like a consistent thing. Like, if we're friends, you should be saying hi to me all the time. Like, as soon as I got home, he was the first one talking to me on Snap. He was popping up to my stories, popping up to my private stories, you know, he was active. But when it came to real life, silence. But there was a time that I didn't realize that I was getting attached to him, like just talking to him every day on Snap. But it's not like attached in a way of, it wasn't an attachment of I have a crush on you, or it's just an attachment of, you know, you just have a regular routine of talking to someone. So, and it started getting weird when this situation happened. So obviously I told you guys that we talked a lot. We never FaceTime. In real life, we talked in real life, like after school, when we're getting on the bus, if we're on the bus going home, like that's when we talk. But it wasn't like, I can probably count how many times we talked in real life. At that time we hadn't talked at all in real life. It was very minimal. But when it's online, when we get to online Snapchat, Instagram, oh my god, I'm telling you, this boy was on it. If he had replicated his Snapchat personality to like in real life personality, he'd be so perfect. But unfortunately he didn't have the capacity in his head for that, so he couldn't do that. Oh my god, toxic boy Trent. I'm just so funny. I didn't even know it was a double T. That's just how he is, toxic boy Trent. I wasn't dating toxic boy Trent, but I did have very strong feelings towards him. I thought I was in love with him, but I wasn't in love with him. Now I know, but I thought at the time I was fucking in love with Trent. I don't think anyone realized how, actually no, everyone realized this. Everyone knew. I thought I didn't need to make it known that I liked someone else. I thought like it was just no knowledge that I liked him, even though I didn't tell anyone that. I didn't even know if he knew. He did know. One day changed our whole dynamic, and it was a lucky cinema motive. And this is why I hate cinemas, because boom, it's a Saturday, right? Morning. I didn't know I said morning. It wasn't a morning motive, it was like a late afternoon motive. Me and my friends get there all together, and the boys are already there. I come there and I find out that Marcus had already purchased my tickets for the cinema. Like, he purchased my tickets, but he didn't purchase any other girls' tickets, just mine. And I was like, that's nice, thank you. I guess I just assumed it's because we talk like all the time, so he was being a nice Samaritan and buying my tickets. So I was like, oh, that's nice. Like, I was like, I can't lie, I was really happy. I was happy because I like things that are free. When we got into the cinema, he was acting like all touchy. He was touching my hand, pulling me closer, like like a little couple. And obviously I didn't understand it, so I can understand why everyone around us, aka my friends, didn't understand where like all of this came from, because I did not tell my friends that I was even talking to him like all the time. I didn't tell them. I didn't make it a big situation, because I never thought it was a big situation. Actually, I wasn't like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I'm so uncomfortable. I was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, who the are you? Like, who is this? I was so confused, because I was like, who is this boy, and what have you done with what's his fucking name? I was about to say his real name. The way he was acting, I was loving it. Like, me, I don't care. I love attention. When someone gives me attention, give it to me, bro. Like, I will accept that shit. Like, I love it. So if someone gives me attention, shit, what can I do? That's why I was like, okay. Attention that Trent couldn't give me, so I was like, fuck Trent. I was very, very much attracted to Marcus, but he wasn't the same as Trent. He is not Trent, so there's no way at the time, especially because Trent was still present, there's no way I could slide to the left. No, I was on the right. I shouldn't have even been in the pub. I should have been studying. After the cinema motive, he walked me home. The cinema was like 40 minutes away from my house, and we walked all the way to my crib, and we were like talking about whatever. Like, we just had a really good conversation in real life. And I remember that was the first time that actually thought in my head, oh my god, this boy actually has like a little bit of common sense in his head. Like, he actually is smart. Because I've never actually had a conversation with him in real life. It's all online. So when he walked me home and we talked for like 40 minutes, I didn't want to stop, because I was like, oh my god, like, this is the first time I'm actually speaking to you in real life, and I actually enjoy it so much. Obviously I live in a Nigerian household, so I couldn't continue it for too long, but that's how I felt. Like, I just felt like, oh, I just want to speak to him like all the time now. Like, I want to take it the next step. I want to go to FaceTime. Like, guys, I do not FaceTime anyone. The only person I FaceTime was like my friend. I had met at the time, I had met my friends like Neril, Cedric, like all of Lisa's friends I had met from like a different school. I'd always FaceTime them, or I'd always FaceTime Trent. Literally the only people that I FaceTime. Now him, I was like, oh my god, I want to speak to him, or like I want to go to like the FaceTime level, but like I couldn't. So after that situation had happened, the next day when I went to school, I had to tell my friends about what the frick they saw yesterday, and they were not happy with the situation, because like he was acting to me, he was always cold to everyone. I always used to call him bipolar, because like he would be happy then like on message, and then he wouldn't talk to me or laugh. So I was like, what do you want? Like, you're so bipolar. Like, obviously in the cinema he was acting like a freaking boyfriend, and then in school he'd act like I don't even exist, and online acting like a keyboard warrior. Like, you are freaking bipolar, you know what I mean? I didn't see him on the next Monday after the cinema motive. Tuesday comes, and me and Trent had made up online. Me and Trent back and forth. we're always back and forth. Even sometimes he even doesn't even need to apologize, and I just forget that I was angry at him. Trent had told me that night that he needed to get work done, like he was like on a really tight deadline, and I was like, oh shit, like I can help you. So me and Trent had already planned to hang out in school on Tuesday, right? So me and Trent were in 3rd period and we were hanging out in the dark room. He was supposed to be doing his art project, but I was just there, you know, as company, as support. I was being helpful. I was being the company that he needed, and it was being the motivation that he needed to get through it, right? Majority of the time Trent really wasn't focused on his work, and at the time where he wasn't focused on his work, guess who walks in? Marcus in all glory, and his friend, so it was not his friend Lida, his friend Mario walks in. I'm literally looking at Mario picture right now. Him and his friend Mario walk in to me and Trent doing whatever. It's a dark room. The only thing that you can see in a dark room is like in my school's dark room, they already have like red LED lights, right? Because in a dark room everything has to be like dark so that the pictures can print properly. And it was really dim, really dim LED lights, so you can only see someone's shadow in there. You can figure out who that person is if you actually know them. So when Mario and Marcus walked in, I didn't realize that it was them like immediately, because people were in and out of the dark room anyways. So yeah, he walked into the dark room and I didn't realize it was him at first. Like we were just still messing about, me and Trent, and then I realized, I was like, oh my god, that's Marcus. He knew. I'm so sure, 100%. There's not a lot of black girls in my year, so I'm 100% sure that he knew that was me, right? Trent wasn't aware of Marcus or anything. There's nothing to be aware of, guys, I'm not gonna lie. Like I did that on purpose. I brought Trent's pictures out to dry on the rack. When Marcus left the room to dry his pictures, I tried to like get in his way, and then you know you go like this with someone, yeah, and you're like, oh yeah, let me go this way, right? He literally just walked past me like that. We made eye contact like this, and he just walked past me. At that point, when we were alone, he'd like nod or something or just say hi, and I was like, wait, is he angry at me? Wait, because it just felt different. It felt different. It didn't feel like, oh yeah, he's airing me because he's like a quiet kid. It felt like he was airing me because he's angry at me. And why are you angry at me? You bought me tickets for a cinema and now you're angry at me because you think that I'm yours. That's how I was spiraling. I'm an overthinker. I was thinking left, right, center, forward. Like I was thinking different things. People are aware. Be self-aware. Come on, be realistic. I am still in love with Trent. I didn't tell him to do any of these things. He did that out of his own pocket, right? So I don't know how I was getting caught in a crossfire. That day after school, for the first time, I don't pop up to people. I was like to myself, today I'm gonna pop up to him and ask him what's going on. I went on Snap and I said, why did you air me like today in school again? And then he aired me again, guys. I asked him, why did you air me? And then he aired me again. He opened the message like 1 minute and he literally, I was waiting for that reply for like an hour. It didn't come. Guys, he aired me again. This is double air. Am I a dickhead? I am a dickhead. Like, how can you air me twice in a row? I was like, lol. The next day again, I was helping Trent. Because you know Trent, he's just like type of popular kid. Like, he never got his work done because he'd always rely on other people to do his work. But I feel like this deadline was really catching up and no one was like willing to do it because everyone was busy with their deadlines. So he had to do it himself, and that's why I was helping him. And at that time, I think Trent went to go and get lunch. So it looked like I was by myself. And then in comes Marcus and some next girl, let's call her Camilla. And like, it's like he knew I was there. It's like he knew I was in the dark room by myself. And I didn't know, I could have been anywhere in the school at that time he walked in, but I was in the dark room and he walked in with a girl and they were giggling and laughing, and I was like, but that's not you. You're not that type of person, so like, why are you acting? See, I knew my camera was gonna die, I knew it, but I was like, that's not you. So like, why are you acting like you're not all giggly or smiley? Like, she's not even funny. So what was she laughing at? I want to know, because he's not even funny. Like, he was funny online, but again, keyboard warrior, like, there's no way. I was just thinking of how fake that whole situation was. If this is your angle on how you want to get a girl, like get a girl to like you, your angle was completely wrong. Like, the way he goes about shit was so badly wrong. It was terrible. It was like annoying at a point, because it's like, if you really want to make me jealous and you're with another girl, you're with another bitch every day and you want to get me, like, the ick was growing and I didn't even like him. And I don't know, he wasn't even self-aware. It's so clear. If I'm with Trent all the time, how am I gonna like you? Like, if you don't even talk to me in real life, how am I gonna like you? How can I have a man that doesn't even chat to me in real life but wants to talk to me on Snap every day? Is that enough? Is that enough? Trent is a dickhead, yeah, he's a toxic man, yeah, but at least he talks to me. At least he talks to me in front of his friends too. Like, at least he talked to me. That same day on Snap, he pops up to me and he goes, hey. Like, it was normal. Like, he wasn't just angry at me like 2 days ago. Like, he didn't air me yesterday. I was like, what? And he goes, okay, so yeah, I was angry at you because you're with Trent in the dark room by yourself and you guys are like doing blah blah, and I just thought you were different. And I just thought you were different. What the fuck? What are you saying? When did I change? When did I ever tell you that it was like more than whatever friends? He started explaining like why he was angry at me, and I didn't really understand like his whole explanation to why he was angry at me. Like he brought up the cinema situation, and he brought up the fact that we talk all the time and stuff, and that he thought it was something more, and he never expected me to be so two-faced and just to go behind his back and to do this and that with Trent or whatever. And I was like, what the frick? He was like, is there any how that you can like give me a chance to like just be better and like just be that person that you want to talk to? Like, I don't really want you to be talking to Trent anymore, because there's been times where I've tried to stop, but it's like it wouldn't change much. He could find another bitch, I can't lie. Even though I say, yeah, I'm not talking to Trent ever again, I just forget, and he'd forget why he was angry at me, or he'd just say sorry, and he just knew how to say sorry, so it was just really easy for us to get along. And I know even if I did stop talking to Trent for like a month and I went back to him, it'd be the same. He was making it clear to me that he was feeling some way towards me. So for the week, guys, 1 week, it lasted 1 week, it had a 1 week expiration date, he acted like your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Like, he was helpful, he was helping me, talking to me, walking me to class, doing all that little boyfriend shit. Trent didn't give a shit. I tried to tell Trent about Marcus to try and make him jealous in a way. He was happy for me rather than being like, yeah, I don't like that. I could see the way Trent was acting, he wasn't really happy with it, but the words that was coming out of his mouth, I wasn't happy with. So I was like, you know what, continue to be an idiot and I'll go towards Marcus. After the week, then he started talking about like some random shit, like, oh yeah, he was telling me about how he likes a petite girl, old relationships, like girls have tried to talk to him, girls he was feeling in the school, and like the conversation started turning weird. Marcus doesn't even go for black girls. I'm not saying that's a bad thing, like people can have their preferences. That's why I never thought that he'd like someone like me, because in his whole type I was like the anomaly, yeah, girls that weren't black. That was his type, girls that were not black. So the fact that he was talking to me all the time now, and it was all changing, like I changed his type shit, and I didn't understand it because Marcus was good looking and I still managed to pull. But that's how you know that personality does work. If I'm showing my personality and someone's reciprocating the energy back, that means it's not my looks, it's my personality. Because honestly, the girls that he did go for, 10 out of 10, and he was really, really good looking as well. I was punching it, definitely. He was the one that was making it to me, so he was punching it, but I was definitely punching it in looks. Yeah, in a way he was trying to change the way I am. Like, boy, we're not even talking on levels, we're not even in a relationship, and you're saying that I need to lose weight. I wasn't skinny, I was slim, but he's saying I need to be more petite, change the way I look, start wearing wigs, be more like a white girl. You want me to turn into a white girl? What's going on? A mad situation. I was like, what? So many red flags. Like, the flag was waving like this and I wasn't even following. I was just still there like an idiot. That day I was literally thinking about how he was telling me to change my waist and change the way I look and like change the way I act so I can be like more feminine and like less like whatever. He didn't say outright like, yeah, change the way you look. He was saying like little stories that would intertwine into the fact that, yeah, I'm talking to you. I wanted to fight back, and then all of a sudden, I don't know why, but he'd always change the subject so that it's always him. The main focus in our friendship was just him. A lot of the times whenever I'd be confronting the situation, like for example when I said, oh yeah, why are you so bipolar, he'd just say some next shit that makes you feel bad and you just feel bad for saying it. Like, why would you tell me about girls you've been with in the past? Like, yeah, I've been with skinny girls in the past. So like, yeah, why does that matter to me? I don't care about what. This day changed everything. He still would have his tendencies going back to his old ways where he would just air me for no reason, just walk past me, pretend I don't exist. If he was with a group of people from his year, it was sort of like he was embarrassed to even speak to me in front of them, so he just pretend I wasn't there. So this day that I think it was definitely a Friday or Saturday, because I didn't see him for the rest of the day, and I have receipts for this argument that ruined it all. It didn't really ruin it, it ruined a good thing. It ruined a good thing that would have been a bad thing, so I'm happy that the good thing got ruined in a good way because he was a bad person. The conversation starts on, this is on Snap, so I'm gonna like just try and block out his whole name. I think I was like to him, like, why do you act like that? Like, all I need you to do is be there for me. Wait a minute, he goes, we don't have to be friends, you know, and I'm not mad salty that you're friends with Trent. I don't care. do your thing in it. And then I said, who said we don't have to be friends, lol? More time, you're the one switching all the time, and I honestly don't need that in my life. You said you'd be there for me and you never was. So if you don't want to be friends, that's your choice because you're bringing it up. But if you have a problem with other people, more time, they're my G's, so it's sticky. I'm saying Trent, like, that's my G. You came out of nowhere. I've known Trent for like years and you just wanted me to cut Trent off forever. Like, it wasn't making sense. That's why I said, so it's sticky because why? What do you mean? And then he goes, see, he's literally gaslighting me again. He's like, I act how you act, but I act in a friendly way, so I don't understand how that even made sense. You're legit never there for me. You ask, but really and truly you wouldn't do much. And I said, you're only nice when you're in a good mood. And he goes, who's nice when they're not in a good mood? I never said you switch up. I just said I act how you act. Like, you don't talk to me in school. You don't talk to me in school. What am I supposed to say to you? We both didn't speak. If that's how you see it, cool. She's just like, cool, whatever. Gaslighting me, saying that it's my fault that he doesn't talk to me. Trying to say because I don't talk to him that he's not gonna talk to me. He's acting the way I act. I talk to him. I'm not gonna speak to someone who's gonna completely blank out, embarrass me in front of everyone. Like, why would I do that to myself? Like, no. Then I said to him, same as I didn't talk to you 1,000,000 times I tried to talk to you. You know how hard I try. You're only interested when you're talking about another girl. I try so hard to talk to you, but you're not interested. So what am I supposed to say? He went, but that's not true. I'm not only interested when we're talking about girls. You're acting as if I don't want to be close with you. If it happens, it happens. It was happening, and I'll admit I was being a prick, but I don't mind. I like talking to you, and the reason I don't always talk to you in real life is because obviously I'm not always in a good mood. You can always force yourself to have a good conversation, because if you talk to someone, you could be in a better mood. I have such a banging personality. Yeah, whatever, I can be annoying at times, but that's what makes me funny. So like, I didn't know what he was talking about. It's like, team, in capital letters, I want to talk to you. Like, I'm trying to make it clear, I do want to talk to you. There's just not that many people that care about me, so what am I supposed to do when someone does? I don't know. I'm sorry. And I was like, sorry, but you can't make me feel a certain way about you and then switch up. Lower cases, I want to talk to you. It's not even you, it's me. But if you give me another chance, I don't mind. If you don't, that's calm. Bruh. If you give me another chance, I don't mind. But if you don't, that's calm. He didn't even care to fight for it. What did I even reply? I think I said, I am giving you another chance. I am going to give you another chance, because then what's the point? I'm not going to waste all my weeks that I wasn't talking to Trent, talking to you, and you're saying calm. I'll move on to the next girl. The next day, obviously I told you it was a weekend, so I didn't even see him. Sunday, I'm pretty sure I posted like an indirect. I really can't remember. Then he popped up and said, what did I do now? And I went, what do you mean? I really wasn't addressing him, but you know, if the shoe fits, you gotta wear it. And then he goes, you're obviously pissed at me. Then I was like, so you know you did something wrong. I don't know how it's obvious, but overall, yeah. He sent me a red snap. I can't remember what was in the red snap. I think it was like a whole paragraph. Like, he wrote a whole paragraph in his whole red snap, and then I opened it, and then I was like, so you obviously know you did something wrong. I hope you guys learned a valuable lesson from my experience. Don't go for London boys. And I hope you guys can take away that you shouldn't go for London boys. You guys can learn that you shouldn't go for London boys. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram at 60OSC. All my socials are in my bio below. And without further ado, it's your girl Louise, and I'll see you in my next YouTube video. And that's on what? And that's on period. Period, put on breakfast. Bye! Annyeong!